Dudes, I'm standing next to this awesome dude who has his whole retirement in these two Protector boxes. So as you guys probably know, I started a company in like 1980, more or less, called Wizard Video. And I thought this was going to be amazing. I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'll be able to make all the movies I ever want to make. So I licensed the rights to Halloween and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for this brand new business called the video game business, only available on the Atari system. So I licensed the rights. I found some people who kind of knew what they were doing. We developed these games, which back then were primitive as fuck. It was like Pac-Man, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I went to the CES show, big show, to introduce the games. Spent a bunch of money because I didn't have a lot of money, and I really borrowed to do this. Got a booth, and I had meetings with all the big retailers like Sears and companies like that. Basically, within a matter of hours of being the show, I realized I had a financial disaster because they said, "Charlie, we could never put these horror video games on our shelves. Video games are for children. What are you thinking? These are violent video games based on terribly violent movies." And I basically didn't sell anything to anyone. I gave some away, and I think we threw some away, and I closed up shop. Within short order, Wizard Video Games ceased to exist. So the moral of the story, it sucks to be 20 or 30 years ahead of the game, considering
You were way ahead of the game.
Way the fuck ahead of the game. But explain to people what these are worth.
And so based on my research, I've been researching for about 5 years now. But when I say research, really in-depth research, I predict, it's my estimate, that there is less than 10 complete in box of each of these games. Complete in box, meaning the box is the key thing. The manuals are rare. The game is rare. I mean, the games themselves go from anywhere from $400 up to $800 for a standalone cartridge. That kind of tells you how rare it is. But the box, for whatever reason, people beat up the box, threw away the box, used the video game. That's what they did back then, and hardly any existed. They basically went extinct.
Right.
So, yeah.
So what do you think these are worth?
I wouldn't sell this one right here for less than $50,000. It's the highest graded one in the world. I've got it listed at $75,000. I could give it up for that. This bad boy about $30,000, and it's the only one signed by Gunner on the box. Now Gunner also signed one manual and one video game. I own the video game, but I don't own the manual. I could have had it, but I missed out. But yeah, and he signed it for a deceased collector. God bless him, Landon Lee, who was smart enough to get Gunner to sign this stuff. So
that's amazing.
Well,
there you go. I mean, I'm sure what to say. I wish I had about 20 in my garage. I have 0. I do have Halloween. I have the box in really good condition. I've got both video games. I think I've got one of the brochures, but who would have thought? I threw away, I'm sure, hundreds.
I believe it.
And gave away hundreds. And that's the story. That's it. And cut.